Hi everyone, Ilda here from I Love Doing All Things Crafty, and welcome back to another process video. This card is part of the Honeybee Stamps Cheerful Love blog hop, so make sure you check out the links below to get you started on the blog hop, as Honeybee Stamps will be giving away two $50 gift cards to their store, one from each day of the hop. So to begin, I'm stamping out an image from the Feeling Foxy stamp set on some Strathmore Bristol paper, and I'm also creating a mask as I will be doing some ink blending and will need to protect my image. Now that all my images are masked off, I'm going to use some flowers from the Country Bloom stamp set to start creating my scene. So here I'm creating some lazy masks, as I call it, as I had already put the stamps away and I didn't really want to restamp and fussy cut those images. And I'm not too concerned with the flowers, as I will be coloring them in with pencils later. Now that I've added a little blue to the sky, I'm going to take this stencil from the Outdoor Scene Builder set from Honeybee Stamps, and I'm just going to do some ink blending with my distress ink, and I'm going to just use some pouncing kind of techniques here because the stencil catches on the little blending tool. So you want to go up and down and be really careful and gentle. As you can see, I did smudge a little bit, but no big deal. I'm not concerned. To color my images, I'm using some Prismacolor pencils today. This is actually my second time using colored pencils, and I think I've fallen in love with them. I did not realize how fun and how easy it actually was to do, especially when you're using Gamsol or mineral spirits to blend out your colors. I love the results and the softness that you get when you do blend these colors, and here I'm just showing you how I colored the fox's head in, and then I'm just going to speed up the rest of the coloring video as it's pretty much the same process over and over again. And as you can see, I'm just building up my colors and blending them out layer by layer. I'm super happy with how this card turned out, and so if I can achieve these results after the second time using these Prismacolor pencils, I'd like to encourage all the newbie crafters and card makers out there that are wanting to use pencils to give it a try. You'll be surprised on the results you will get, and practice makes perfect, so I'm planning on using these a lot and hopefully perfecting this coloring. So as you can see, I'm only using two colors to color the fox's hair in. I'm using the Sienna Brown and Tuscan Red. I'm just adding color to the edges and leaving a highlighted area, and then using my blending stump to smooth the color all out. So really nothing too complicated here. I will say I do have to order some better blending stumps, as the ones I'm using I just picked up at Michael's. It's pretty much all they had, so I will have to find something new. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I do need a better set of blending stumps, so let me know what you guys use. If you'd like to see results from my first try creating with these colored pencils, check out the blog, as the first card I created for this blog hop is an interactive shaker card where I used Penny the Platypus stamp set from the new release to create a graduation card. Because I don't have too many blending stumps, I use the same stump for a few of the colors. So I use that emery board that I have to the side to shave off the color of the end of the stump before I carry on with the next color. I hope you guys are enjoying this coloring process as much as I enjoyed coloring it, but if you do not want to watch the coloring part of the card, you can go ahead and skip to the 7-minute mark of the video where I will carry on with the next part of this card. I began blending out the ground with the same blending stump and realized it was going to take me a while. So I remembered that I had this fantastic coloring tool, and it has a brush point that absorbs a lot of the mineral spirits, and it's almost like it's got a foam end to it. And because it wasn't a detailed area, it was super easy and quick to do. To add some detail and darken some areas of the card, I'm using a black jelly roller pen to darken in the fox's nose and the eyes. And because I'm going to make this fox a female, I added some eyelashes, and now I'm just adding some dot details to the flowers. And to whiten some of the areas and highlight them, I'm just using my white jelly roller pen and doing the exact same thing that I did with the black one. Instead, this time I'm adding highlights to areas of the fox's hair and a few places where I think there would be a highlight from the sun. Now sometimes I get a smooth white roll from the pen, and other times it feels like it's dried out, or maybe it's the wax that doesn't like the gel that comes out of the pen. I'm not quite sure, but I just shake it about and use my Kathy Rakusin trick and blend the tip of the pen on the top of my hand until it starts to flow nicely, and then bring it again to the paper. So here again, I'm using the pen to add some highlights to the tree trunks, and as you'll see later, I do go and soften these lines with my white blender pencil. Since this is a birthday card, I'm using the happy birthday sentiment from the Foxy sentiment stamp set, and I'm using some white pigment ink and embossing it with some white embossing powder. So at this point I wasn't sure if I had made a mistake. I thought maybe I should have used a black ink and black embossing powder rather than the white, but then when I looked at it, once it was glued onto that back panel, I was happy with the decision I made, as the sentiment didn't take away from the fox, which was what I wanted to highlight on the card. So right now I'm adding the sentiments to the inside of my card, and because I only want the my, not the to, I'm just lining it up to the edge of the ink pad and stamping out the my. And to finish off my card today, I'm just going to finish it off by adding some glossy accents to some of the areas on the card. And today I'm using a bottle from Jane Davenport that I found at Michael's, and I filled it with my glossy accents. Hopefully this bottle won't plug up as bad as my previous bottles. I'm giving it a try, and hopefully it works out for me. And finally, I'm adding a little Wink of Stella to finish off this card. I hope you've enjoyed watching today's video and got some inspiration from today's card. Don't forget to check out the links below to make your way to the blog hop so you can be entered to win a $50 gift card from Honeybee Stamps. For more inspiration and details on the stamps and products I used today, make sure you check out the Honeybee Stamps blog. As usual, you can find all the supplies I used today in the video description below. Thank you all for liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and for all the awesome comments that I receive and love reading and replying to. Until next time everyone, happy crafting. Bye!